told your friend you're not okay.
Kpop's Top is back with a story so big, so viral, and so shocking that fans around the world are still talking about it. What started as a casual live session on Weverse turned into a historic moment that sparked international commotion, all because of one innocent sentence that slipped out of Jungkook's mouth without him realizing it. At first, no one expected anything. Jungkook appeared in his usual casual yet charming style, sitting back and chatting with ARMY as usual. His soft voice, his soft laugh that always created a warm atmosphere, and the way he responded to fans' comments made millions feel connected to him, as if he were chatting directly with them in their living rooms. There was no hint that something big was about to happen, no hint that his words would shake the entertainment industry. But the moment came so quickly, so spontaneously, that many ARMY didn't even have time to process it. While answering a casual question, Jungkook suddenly changed the subject and stated that 2026 will be a very big year, a seemingly small statement that had a profound impact. His tone changed slightly, his eyes lit up, and he seemed completely unaware that the short sentence carried highly sensitive information. Within seconds, the comments section exploded. Thousands of messages poured in every second, filled with questions, screams, and panic mixed with joy. ARMYs from all over the world simultaneously held their breath, trying to process whether Jungkook had really just revealed something unannounced. Some covered their mouths and screamed, others threw their pillows, and still others replayed the scene over and over in disbelief. On the other hand, Jungkook's face changed. After realizing what he had said, he closed his eyes for a split second, as if realizing that his words were more than just a casual reply. He chuckled, trying to change the mood, pretending that nothing major had happened. But ARMYs aren't the type of fans to let things slide. They caught every tiny detail of Jungkook's expression, from the way he rubbed his nose to the way he smiled, as if he were harboring a secret. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the atmosphere at HYB reportedly changed drastically. The staff monitoring the live stream could hardly believe what they were hearing. Some immediately checked the schedule, while others questioned whether the information leaked was indeed a high-level confidential plan that wasn't supposed to reach the public until a certain time. Something had to be done quickly, a sudden decision had to be made, but the live stream was still going on, and Jungkook was completely unaware that he had just unleashed something that would nearly send the company into a tailspin. The leak spread faster than the wind. Within minutes, every social media platform became a storm of information. Hashtags began trending, video clips circulated, theories emerged, and content creators immediately created lengthy analyses solely focused on Jungkook's single sentence. Some speculated it was about BTS's big comeback. Others were convinced it was about their long-awaited world tour, and still others thought it was a special project that even the most loyal fans couldn't have imagined. It didn't stop there. The moment went viral globally. News articles, forum posts, and even international YouTube channels were discussing it. Everyone was trying to unravel the mystery Jungkook had accidentally revealed. Music analysts are watching HYB's movements, entertainment journalists are waiting for an official statement, and fans are doing what they do best, piecing together bits and pieces of information into a theory that seems like a truism. But there's one thing that can't be ignored. Jungkook's natural charm is what makes this moment truly special. While he may have regretted his overexcitement, that's precisely what made the world fall in love with him. Jungkook isn't just an idol. He's spontaneous, genuine, and sincere, often forgetting that he's the center of the world's attention. His unintentionality only makes ARMY appreciate him even more. And now, after all the excitement, one big question hangs like a tempting light in the darkness. What exactly is Jungkook's grand plan for 2026? Is this the beginning of something far more spectacular than anyone could have imagined? Is it a hint of a long-awaited comeback? Or is this a new project that will change the course of K-pop forever? As the commotion continued for hours, the situation began to enter a more intense phase. It wasn't because the issue had subsided, but rather because the global discussion was escalating. What was initially considered Jungkook's little act of spontaneity had now turned into international speculation. HYB's silence after the incident only fueled curiosity, fueling a new wave of questions that continued to pour in from ARMY, the media, and the music industry. Slowly but surely, fans began digging deeper. They rewatched Jungkook's live stream from the first second to the last, searching for clues that might have been hidden unnoticed. Some paid attention to Jungkook's tone of voice, others noticed his pauses and breathing, and still others analyzed his gestures when he mentioned the year 2026. Every tiny movement was recorded, magnified, slowed down, and compared to similar moments in previous live streams. Nothing was missed, nothing was taken for granted. Meanwhile, online platforms were filled with increasingly wild but intriguing theories. Some ARMY believed that Jungkook's leak was related to a monumental comeback that had been in the works for a long time. Some also believed this signals an international project involving collaborations with global artists. But the most widely held theory is that BTS is preparing to return with a much larger, more mature, and more powerful format than before. Amidst the frenzy, reactions from various members of the music industry began to emerge. Entertainment commentators stated that there was no way Jungkook would just say something without reason. They believed that even if the leak was unintentional, the enthusiasm radiating from Jungkook's face was proof that whatever the BTS members and HYB were working on was on an almost unimaginable level. Some analysts even called this an early tremor before the big wave. A small tremor before a massive wave that could change the entire landscape of Korean and global music. HYB itself remained silent, a stance that only intensified the atmosphere. There was no official clarification, no additional explanation, not even a small post indicating they wanted to quell speculation. This silence became a signal, taken by ARMY, that the information leaked from Jungkook was indeed highly sensitive. A silence that signaled something far bigger than what could be revealed to the public at this time. Meanwhile, Jungkook himself became the center of attention without his expectations. Every new post was scrutinized, every photo analyzed, every tiny detail in his new conversation was considered a continuation of the big leak. Even his facial expressions in his latest posts had fans speculating. Was he feeling guilty? Was he intentionally dropping hints? Or was he simply enjoying the hype it created? It didn't stop there, as several content creators and media outlets revealed that Jungkook's leak might not have been a mere coincidence. They dug up small clues from the past few months. Old tweets, interview clips, comments from the members, and even small symbols that previously seemed insignificant. And when everything was put together, it became clear that there was a pattern forming a larger thread. BTS was indeed preparing something for 2026. This wave grew as international fans began to develop more detailed timeline theories. They constructed chronologies that linked every cryptic statement from the BTS members that had appeared on radio shows, live broadcasts, and documentaries. Several fragments of sentences once considered normal are now fitting together like a puzzle, forming a startling picture. BTS may be preparing to enter a new phase of their career. And amidst all this, Jungkook's name continues to be the center of gravity of the entire discussion. Although he hasn't issued any further clarification, his charisma has only grown stronger. Fans feel that his leak is a sweet gift to ARMY, who have long awaited big news from BTS. Some even called it the most hilarious example of a global secret leak that can make a major company like HYB nervous, but bring smiles to millions of fans. With each passing day, this enthusiasm doesn't subside. Instead, it grows. Each new discussion opens the door to bigger, bolder, and more emotional theories. What started as a brief excitement has now blossomed into a grand narrative that continues to grow among the world's largest fanbase. The year 2026 is slowly becoming a symbol of hope, expectation, and heightened curiosity.